So for the past few years now, my husband and I, with our video company, have been creating little films and videos for other companies. We absolutely love making these kind of videos because, I don't know, they're just really fun. They're often products that we would use ourselves, and there's always kind of a story behind the videos that we create. It's been really fun to like see ourselves grow as well, and it's been really cool to just be able to call this our job. I just wanted to show you guys a day in the life of a freelance videographer, which is what I do alongside my husband, and just show you kind of what it's like and the day-to-day activities we get along. I will say that being a freelance videographer, your day-to-day changes. Like one day you'll be editing, one day you'll be prepping for a shoot, one day you'll be filming. This is just a day in the life of me filming, and so you're kind of going to see what that entails. But obviously every shoot is different depending on the company, the brand that we're working with, or the people that we're working with. It can really vary, so this is just a day in the life of that. It's important to eat a good breakfast on a shoot day.
Very, very important. A balanced breakfast.
Balanced breakfast. So because it's my birthday week, Israel bought me some kolaches. Kolaches? I don't know how you say them. So I actually wasn't expecting this. I was going to eat a more healthier breakfast, but this is basically bread with Nutella and raspberries in it. It's really good and it fills me up.
Kolaches are so good.
They're like a thing from the Czech Republic, but someone here in Utah makes them, so they're really good.
If you catch me eating breakfast any morning, you'll see that I eat the exact same thing every single morning. Usually the fruit's different, but 2 eggs and some kind of fruit and avocados if we have them.
So you might be wondering, why am I sat in front of my vanity desk? And what's that got to do with a shoot day? But it has everything to do with a shoot day. Because, I don't know, I really like to feel like put together before a shoot day, because if I show up and I'm looking like I just rolled out of bed, then I just feel like I can't really give my full attention to the job, and I want to be able to just like look presentable, show up to the shoot and just do my thing. So that's why I actually feel like just looking presentable and looking decent is important for a shoot day. My mum always taught me to dab. I don't know why, but I always wear perfume. Basically whenever I go out. Oh, and my outfit. I will say that what you wear is really important, especially shoot days, because I want to look presentable, but at the same time I also want to be really comfortable because I'm like moving around and doing a lot of this. So yeah, I'm just wearing my sister's cardigan that I accidentally stole from her. I'm gonna get on the stool so you can see. These checkered trousers that I absolutely love. One of the most important things about freelance videography is preparation. So important. My mum, when I was younger, she would always be like, Sophia, make sure your batteries are charged, make sure you've got your SD cards. She would always be the one saying like, prepare. And so I've kind of taken on that mantra myself a little bit, at least the best way I can. I always have to triple check my batteries. These batteries have been charging overnight, so I know that they're good to go. Make sure I have all the right equipment. I've got my tripod good to go, my gimbal's good to go, and it's fully charged. I have my camera in here, and then a backup camera just in case. Spare batteries, ND filters, have my microphone, lavender mics just in case. Another thing I like to make sure I do is make sure I format my SD cards, because then I don't get confused with footage from the previous shoot. But everything that I filmed that day, I know that I can just import that onto a hard drive later and save it. Another massive part in preparing is making sure you kind of know your shot list or what you're going to get. So for this particular shoot, they had kind of a mood board that showed me what shots they were wanting to get, the kind of vibe they were going for, some inspo videos, and this is really helpful for me because I wanted to see and understand their vision and be on the same page as them. Otherwise, they're not going to be happy in the end, and you want them to be happy so that you can keep working for them. Here I am with Izzy.
Hello everybody, I'm the guy in the background.
We work besides each other. But yeah, like I said, he's a really big help in making sure that I'm prepared for every shoot that I do. And oftentimes he'll actually come with me if he doesn't have work that day, depending on the day. But today I'm going to go by myself. And yeah, usually before a shoot, you obviously want to show up being prepared and knowing what you're going to shoot. And depending on the company we're working with, sometimes they'll come up with like the treatment or the ideation behind the idea, and there'll always be some kind of like shot list that I can see exactly what I'm shooting that day. So that's what I'm doing now, making sure that I go through everything and know what I'm capturing for them, so at the end of the day I don't have to be like, oh oops, I missed that. Sometimes we'll be the ones to create that, and so honestly it will be like more in my head, but I will at least still make like a shot list on my notes app on my phone, so throughout the day I can make sure I'm getting what I need. What helps us be prepared for like shoots and stuff?
I think in this relationship, I'm more of the technical planner, but what I've realized is Sophia's really good at formulating ideas in her mind, and she can just make things come to life. So she builds a story first, where I'm more of just trying to make sure that the lighting is good and that everything is set up. But even when I'm not there, Sophia makes it look great.
I feel like that's like one of the most important things actually about when you start shooting is communication and how clearly you can get your ideas across to the other person, because if you're excited about them, you obviously want to make them excited about your ideas too, so that's very important. I mean, I feel like I can make separate videos on each of these points, but one of the big things is lighting. Sometimes your lighting situation changes. So when I woke up that morning, it was really overcast. So I was like, okay, I might have to use my light. But when I got to this space, the sun had come out and the lighting situation had changed. And because it was more of a lifestyle shoot, I didn't want to have to bring out any lights. I wanted it to just look as natural as possible. So I'd go around and like open up curtains and open up windows and make sure that I was able to just use as much natural light as possible. So here's me on my shoot day. It was a ton of fun. Thankfully, there were so many different hands involved. We had a stylist on set, we had the creative director on set. My role in particular that day was just being the videographer. So basically being like the DP, the director of photography for the day. Understanding the definition between those roles and that there was a creative director in place made me recognise I needed to achieve their vision. So yeah, the shoot went really well. We were working with a cute family and we were following them through their morning routine while using the products that we were showing. As you can see, I was alongside a photographer for most of the day, and that's a really important point, is to make sure that you know how to work alongside a photographer, that you understand the etiquette that's involved, that you set expectations with them so that you're not stepping on each other's toes. When you can work in harmony with a photographer, it's a beautiful thing. When you're doing these kind of shoots as well, I think another really important aspect is making sure that you have the ability to capture content on the fly. What I mean by that is sometimes unexpected moments will happen and you want to make sure that your camera's ready to go and like get those moments, especially in this situation because we were working with kids. Sometimes kids can be a little bit unpredictable because you don't know like how much energy they're gonna have, and sometimes when their energy levels are low, you know, they tend to get a bit more difficult to work with. Thankfully these kids were really cute and really sweet, and so yeah, just having the ability to like capture moments there and then is really helpful. This shoot day in particular, it was really fun. We were kind of capturing a storyline of this family getting ready in the morning using the products that this company is selling. It was really fun for me because we love creating more like story-driven content, which is what this is. It's showing like the morning in a family's life and then they leave the door. And knowing the kind of through line from the beginning, like I talked about with the vision board and understanding what they wanted, is really helpful because I'm constantly thinking throughout, like what do they want, what kind of shots am I wanting to get. Editing is very important. And I mean, you have to remember everything you're filming, you're gonna be editing. Like I'm gonna be editing this YouTube video, for example, so I'm trying to like cut to the chase with most of my points and not add too much fluff because I'm gonna have to edit all that. If I'm the one that's editing, I've got to be thinking about things like transitions and how it's gonna move from one scene to the next and how it's gonna all flow, and so I always want to film with the edit in mind. It's funny because I feel like the things that I post online are just showing the funnest parts of being a freelance videographer, when in reality I would say like a lot of your time is spent in front of a computer editing or like prepping for a shoot, and so that is like definitely the most time-consuming thing. Anyway, I hope this video was enjoyable for you guys to watch and that you were able to just see a day in my life as being a freelance videographer and just what that entails, and hopefully can inspire you to do whatever you want to do. Thanks for watching.